Well, hello and welcome to week 11 of the 2020 WebCenter Olympics. We've had so much great content and we've talked about building your WebCenter business. And we're going to go back into some more advanced material this evening as we discuss more specifically a sales appointment. Now, this information is going to help you with your unfranchised business and other retail processes, but also in your consultations as well as closing your own website sales. We're going to talk a little bit more about how you can have your own no decision close to your web center appointments. And what I mean by that is making sure that you have an upfront agreement on the next step, making sure that all parties in a conversation are on the same page so that everyone knows what to expect and what is the best next course of action. In so doing, what's going to happen is that you are going to further improve the quality of your appointments, thus increasing the likelihood of sales and ongoing repeat sales from these clients. Now, one of the things that we want to talk about is making sure that you are prepared, and the best way of doing that is making sure that you are organized, you know your schedule ahead of time, and that you've done your appropriate candidate research, because without doing that, you will not be prepared for a great appointment. So let's jump right into it. A sales appointment is really just an appointment where you are working with other parties to really talk about proposed solutions. And what we need to know is what is in their best interest, because it has to be a win-win or a no deal at all. So how can we set up for success? Well, you need to have your consultation sheets. You need to be familiar with the B2B digital marketing presentation, as well as how to make a proposal, and of course the sales process. And as we know, the fortune is in the follow-up. So making sure that you are dogmatic about following up and following through and keeping your word. So we'll talk a little bit about this no decision close, which we will call an upfront agreement. Basically, an upfront agreement is just making sure that the expectations of the meeting that's about to happen are all out in the open for all parties to make sure that they understand what is expected of them or expected of the meeting. So in this upfront agreement, you're just going to make sure that you know what the purpose of the meeting is, that you have confirmed the time and the duration of the meeting, what the candidate's agenda and expectation is, as well as the expected outcome of the meeting, and of course the Web Center owner's agenda and expectations of the meeting, and lastly, the proposed next step. Now, if you think about this, this is simply just being courteous and asking permission up front to make sure that you can move the appointment forward, as well as moving the sales process forward. So it's very important to make sure that both parties know what the purpose of the actual meeting is. Confirming the time is also important because you want to make sure that you have the appropriate time allotted for the material that you're going to be discussing or presenting. For example, if you need 30 to 45 minutes to really have a thorough meeting or an appointment time, yet the candidate is only expecting 10 to 15 minutes, well, there's going to be a disconnect. And at 15 minutes, the candidate may be anxious, they may be discouraged, they might be frustrated, they might be annoyed, they might be waiting to see when you're going to end, and it almost in their mind they perceive it as being disrespectful, but you don't know any better because you were assuming that it was 30 to 45 minutes, yet they only had 10 to 15 minutes. And likewise, maybe they wanted more information and they were expecting a 30-minute appointment, and you are rushing through at 10 minutes because you think that you need to end shortly. So you're being too brief. So bringing that up front is going to make sure that everyone is set at ease and knows what the expected time allotment will be. Now, of course, you want to make sure that you speak to the candidate's need. That's the most important thing, is to address what their concerns are and what they expect to come out of this. If they're expecting to make a decision, they'll let you know. If they are expecting to just gather information, they'll let you know. And likewise, you want to make sure that you let the candidate know what your expectations are. And ultimately, you expect that should they like what they hear, you're simply going to book a follow-up meeting with a product specialist. And that would be the proposed next step. So let's take a listen to what an example might sound like when you're first sitting down with a new candidate, and it might be in the consultation appointment. Thank you for meeting me today. As we discussed on the phone last week, you had some concerns about your online marketing. What is it that you hope to learn today in our time together? That's fantastic. Okay, well, I'd like to learn more about your business and share more about what we do to help businesses improve their online presence, as well as review some information that I discovered when I did some research about your business. Are you still okay for about 15 minutes today? Great. Well, let's just say if you like everything that we reviewed today, I'd simply like to schedule an appointment with our product specialist to speak more directly to your concerns and how we can help. Is that fair? And now at that point, you have asked permission. Everything has been laid out and agreed upon that now you can move forward. You know that the meeting is going to be 15 minutes. You know what they would like to learn for this appointment. You've expressed that you would like to learn more about their business, as well as shared that you've done some research to share with them. And then if everything sounds good and the relationship seems to be going well, the only thing that you're looking for from them is simply a next appointment with a product specialist where they can get more specific or detailed information. Now, you can do this in any scenario. Now, again, you're either going to thank them for their time, you're going to revisit why you're meeting, ask them what they hope to learn in the meeting today, share what you're hoping to get out of the meeting, verify that the time allotment will work, and you will find that in some cases you'll say, are you still okay for 15 minutes? They'll say, yeah, I've got actually about 30 minutes carved out. Great. I'll try to conclude in about 15, 20 minutes, but it leaves us some time for some dialogue or some questions. How's that sound? And when you ask questions like that, is that fair? Do you agree? Wouldn't you agree? Does that sound fair? Is that okay with you? You're looking for yes answers. Yes, 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 that sounds great. You're getting agreement, and that is permission to move forward. And those are some subtle clues that help you build the relationship because you're building trust. Now, again, the closing statement is very similar to that no decision close. Look, I'm not looking for you to make a decision today. You simply don't have enough information. But if it's okay with you, I'd like to simply schedule a follow-up to answer more questions, right? When we talk about the unfranchised business, we do the same thing. Look, there is no decision to make today. In fact, you need to see this 2 to 3 times before you can really make an educated decision. In fact, if this is your first time looking at it, it's probably going to raise more questions than it answers. And if this is your second time looking at it, then some of those questions are being answered, but the third time you see this, fireworks will go off because it's all starting to make sense, right? That same no decision close is an upfront agreement, and this is just in our words for a WebCenter owner for a website or potential digital marketing client. Now, you will find that when you ask what they hope to learn today, they might take over and go on and on and on, and let them speak, right? And let them know that they've been heard, validate that they've been heard. Now, if you ask for, maybe it's an appointment where you were hoping to have 30 to 45 minutes. Are you still okay for 30 minutes? And they say, well, I actually only have 10 minutes. That means that you might have to condense your meeting agenda and really focus on only what they want to learn for today. But if you don't think it's going to be an effective use, an efficient use of your time or their time, this is the time that you can reschedule. Oh, it's my misunderstanding. I was hoping that we had about 30 minutes, and if that's not going to work, I don't want to do you a disservice, and I know that your time is very valuable, so I think it might be best that we reschedule. Is that okay with you? Right now, when you do that, you're asking permission, and now they realize that you value their time, which as a small business owner, that is the most important thing to them right now is their time, right? Their time is so valuable, and when you can respect that and value that, it builds tremendous trust in the relationship. So when you're conducting your consultation appointment, it should follow this type of outline. Building rapport, right? Getting engaged with them, building some similarities, really developing the relationship, mirroring and matching, being genuinely interested in them as people. Then transition into the upfront agreement. Well, I want to thank you for your time today and continue with the outlined upfront agreement. Are you still okay with the 15 minutes that we set aside? Great. What would you like to learn today? right? What I would like to do is make sure that I understand more about your business and then share some information that I had found when I did a little bit of research. If everything sounds great, all I'd like to do is schedule a time with a product specialist to answer your questions after today's appointment, maybe sometime later in the week. How does that sound? Great. So if it's okay with you, and this is your transition statement, if it's okay with you, I'd like to ask you a few questions before I address some of the things that I found. And that's your segue into asking questions from the 15-minute assessment sheets. Now, it flows very nicely rather than just getting someone on the phone or in an appointment saying, great, I've got this pad of paper and I'd like to ask you some questions, right? You've done a little bit of rapport building. You're genuinely interested in what's going on. You've asked them for their time. You asked what they're looking to accomplish in today's meeting. And now you want to ask permission again. If it's okay with you, I'd like to ask a couple of questions to learn more about your business before I address some of the things that I've found. Then you can go through and take some notes and use the 15-minute assessment sheets, right? Those are there for a purpose. Now, from there, at the end, eventually you're asked all the questions. You've had a great dialogue with this candidate, and now you can thank them for sharing that information. Thank you. I've learned so much about your business. You know, when we agreed to meet, I did some research, and I found, right? So now you've asked some questions, they've divulged some information, maybe they were a little bit vulnerable, sharing some of their concerns. You want to thank them for being vulnerable, right? Thank you for sharing that information. When we agreed to meet, I also did some research, and this is what I found. And now you get to present your findings. You can present what you found about their website, about their search engine rankings, about their social media, about their reviews, because you want to let them know that you did your homework and you value that relationship, that you went out of your way to invest some time in this appointment. Share your research and engage them why it's important for them to address it. Right? One of the things I notice is that your competitor is showing up for these keywords in your town. However, you're showing up on page 2 or page 3, and I think that's something that is really important to address. Does that concern you, or is that a keyword that really isn't that big of an interest for your business, right? Again, it's adding in more value. And then you can identify their true motivation for change. Maybe they're okay with it and they said, no, that's fine. We're actually transitioning and trying to get more business in this area, and that's more important to us. Did you do any research on that term? Right? Maybe they are a roofing and siding contractor, but they're looking for more kitchen and bath remodels. So they really aren't concerned about where they're appearing in search rankings for siding and roofing, because they're doing fine in that area of their business, but they're really looking to pick up kitchen and bath remodel in this example, right? So you can identify their true motivation for change and what's really important to them, again, by asking questions and presenting what you've found. Now, what you want to do is now build even more value by sharing specific information. And you can do this a couple different ways, right? One is by scheduling an appointment with a product specialist. However, you can further qualify that appointment if you add a little bit more value into this part of the consultation. And that's by sharing what we do. And you can share the B2B catalog. You can share the marketing manual. You could share the features and benefits guide. Yet what we're going to cover for the rest of today is we're going to talk about the B2B digital marketing presentation. And this is where you can highlight certain aspects of digital marketing that relate to that business and what their concerns are or where they need solutions. Or you could just give them an overview. And I will tell you that when you use this presentation, you're actually going to be training and educating them to make a better decision, right? You're going to help them understand the market better. And in so doing, again, you are going to build tremendous value, because it's not about the sale, it's about building value in the relationship. Now, you could walk away and it might not be a client right now, but they're going to respect the fact that you trained them on things that they hear about, but no one's ever taken the time to teach them. So we're going to go over the digital marketing presentation. We're not going to go over every slide, but we're going to just highlight some of the key slides that you can focus on. And you have access to this on unfranchise.com under support materials. You can download this great PowerPoint presentation. And just like you use the unfranchised business presentation, just like the TLS overview, it's a flip chart presentation that you can scroll through at your own pace and use it as a great marketing and sales aid. From here, you can also start proposing best next steps, right? Why are the recommendations so important? And the digital marketing presentation goes into this, what they'll accomplish for this business, how they're going to positively impact the business, and what the process is of getting started. And then you can propose a package. We talked about the bundled packages, or you can now set a demo appointment with a product specialist. And when you do that, you have added so much value that when they get on that appointment, they have been qualified so much more and ready to purchase that you can actually improve your sales ratio and increase your retail profit, as well as the likelihood that you're going to have a great candidate turned client that's going to refer you more business. So when you're closing your consultation appointment, at this point, what I'd like to do is schedule an appointment with our web specialist or an appointment with our SEO specialist to address your concerns. We noticed that you might have fallen back on your ranking for roofing and siding, but we realized that kitchen and bath remodel was more of a priority for you. And we realized that you're not really ranking. So we'd like to introduce a product specialist that can help you satisfy that goal. They can speak directly to your questions and offer solutions as well as any potential proposals to help your business. How soon can we set your appointment? Right? Again, a great closing question. How soon can we set your appointment? Now you're adding a sense of urgency. So if you follow the timeline and the outline of what we've just proposed, the idea is that you have built tremendous value. You've done what we call permission-based marketing, asking their permission all along the way. They're now invested in the process so that when you hand them over to a product specialist to really present our solutions, they are better positioned to make a purchase for this solution. So let's talk about some of these slides, right? We're going to talk about digital marketing. What is digital marketing? It's simply marketing of products and services using digital channels to reach consumers. So let's talk about what makes a website work, right? You've had a website for a while. You said it works pretty well for you. These are some of the things that make a website really work, right? What about branding, right? And it brings you through the process. You can just walk them through. It's important to have accurate content. It's important to have a user experience, easy to navigate. And of course, is it built for audiences both new and existing? Now, let's talk a little bit about how to show up in search engines. So there are more slides about website and website design, and now we're going to talk about search, right? Where are the three areas? We got paid placement ads, we've got the local listings, and we've got the natural or organic rankings. So this is going to educate them how they rank in search engines, which no company has ever educated them on this, right? Other companies are calling them, trying to sell them SEO products or SEM or Google ad products without ever letting them know what it really is or means. So you're going to give them an education, right? A couple quick slides. And this is a great time that you can share with them where they are currently ranking for certain keywords and where their competitors are showing up and how this is a way that can be addressed. We're also going to talk to them about the impact of their search rankings based on if their website is responsive or not, right? Again, always training, always educating, building value and trust. We'll also then talk about reviews and the importance of review sites and why online marketing is largely about engaging the consumer and getting their reviews and testimonials online, right? Unsolicited is best. And that impact. And we also talk about social media, right? What are some tips on social media? Now, they might be active on social media, but here are some tips that we have found that have been very effective at improving social media marketing. And you're going to, again, share these tips and tricks, and they're going to respect you for it. And again, you're going to ask them about their current social strategy as a way to add dialogue into the presentation. And then as you ask about communication, we're also going to talk to them about, do you currently do any email marketing? Well, here are some email marketing tips. I don't know if it's been effective for you or not, but we realize that there's certain timing that works best, as well as segmenting your audience, right? So here it is, talking about the importance of a single clear message with content, about timing of when to send out those email marketing newsletters, and then how to segment your audience for relevant information. And after we talk about all of that in terms of digital marketing and online marketing about their business, we then get to give them a brief overview of what it is that we do with WebCenters. We offer solutions that are professional, affordable, easy to maintain. They're all inclusive, they're secure, supported, and really a true partnership between you as a business, myself as your liaison, and our specialist at WebCenters. We help businesses and organizations with increasing revenues, decreasing expenses, increasing customer satisfaction, streamlining business practices, increasing engagement, marketing their business. So again, these are slides that you have seen before, but many people haven't actually shown or worked with a candidate presenting some of these slides or this information. So this information is great in an appointment with a potential candidate. And again, what makes us different? We're more than just a website company, and we can walk them through what makes us different. Again, all of this is highlighted in the features and benefits guide as well, which could be a great follow-up tool after an appointment like this. And then we're going to talk to them about digital marketing, right? We have access to tech support for our clients, or we have the ability to be hired for digital marketing products and services. And then we just simply walk through each of our digital marketing services. What we do for local and regional search engine optimization. We offer Google advertising. We also manage Facebook ad campaigns. We also have social media management and online reputation management, and this is what those are. And of course, email marketing, as well as text message marketing, and why that is important to your business. Lastly, we'll talk about driving new sales through referral marketing in some various channels and creating additional revenue. From here, we also have an alignment with an online shopping portal that allows you to save money on your business expenses. I'm not sure, is saving money something that's important for you when it comes to your business overhead? Where do you spend most of your money, right? What are some of the expenses that you would like to see offset a little bit? I would like to conduct maybe a business spending assessment after today's appointment as well. So again, you're just highlighting and giving an overview of everything that we offer. Again, that all-inclusive digital marketing solution. So your next step is simple. You can review some information that we talked about. I think the most important thing that we agreed upon was that we would just schedule an appointment with our product specialist to answer some questions and how we can propose something to really fill that need for you. And once you have your questions answered, certainly we'd love to have you become one of our WebCenter clients. Okay, and you can simply end it there. So the idea is that this digital marketing presentation was meant for WebCenter owners that might not have a background in sales, might not have a background in digital marketing. All of this information is here for you. It's a robust presentation that you can use it as it is laid out, or you can target and highlight certain areas. If you've got a short amount of time and you've got a candidate that is only interested in social media, you can go right to that social media section. If you've got a client that's interested just in website and website design, you can go right to that area. But the idea is that you're adding value and presenting that information, so you're building trust. Again, everything comes down to people knowing you, liking you, trusting you, adding value. And when you do this, you have now added another important layer to the relationship, and that's credibility. You've added tremendous credibility, letting them know that you are the right person to talk to about their needs because you understand the industry. Now, you might not be the expert, you might not be the specialist, but you understand the industry enough and their business whereby you would be a terrific partner in growing their business through their online channels. Again, this might be more advanced for some people and they want to just focus on scheduling appointments with sales support, and that is fine. However, if you can implement this into your process, having a consultation, sharing some of this information, you're going to notice that those appointments that you schedule with sales support are going to be much more qualified, which means that you have a higher likelihood of selling those appointments, as well as for a higher price. Again, increasing the value will increase the price justification, whereby you will be able to have clients come on board at a higher price point, allowing you to earn more retail profits, and of course that ongoing BV, and then building share of customer like we've presented in the past. So as we conclude week 11 here, I want to bring us back to the beginning, right? Success ultimately comes down to having the right attitude, right? Having the right skill set, and taking the right action, right? Having the right activity level. So attitude, activity, and skill. Now, you all have the right attitude and you have the right knowledge base after going through these trainings. You've got your goals, you're prepared. The only thing that can improve or better your skill level is by taking action, right? Action is what will lead to results, right? Activity leads to results. And what you lack for in skill, you can make up for in activity. However, as you take more action, your skill level will improve, which means that you can get better results at that same activity level, or less activity will actually produce the same or better results. And ultimately, that's your decision based on your goals. But we really want to focus back on continuing to learn and practice, really practice and use that referral networking approach, right? Approaching 2 per day for networking appointments, right? Expanding your list, expanding your candidate list, expanding your reach, expanding your sphere of influence is always going to be critically important in our business. And lastly, contacting 2 per day from your candidate list for a consultation appointment, right? So easy to contact 2 per day, right? And if you do 2 per day over the course of a week, that's 10 contacts per week for a consultation appointment. Let's say we'll give you a conservative result here. Of those 10, let's say 30% will conduct a consultation appointment with you. That's 3 appointments, 3 consultation appointments per week. And we know that 50% of those consultations, when done correctly, will lead you into a demo appointment. But again, let's be conservative. If you've got 3 qualified consultation appointments, you'll have at least 1 qualified demo appointment for either website or digital marketing. And we know the numbers. And if you schedule 1 demo appointment per week, you've got a high likelihood of selling 1 website client each and every month. And I would be, I would actually say that you would have a high likelihood of having 1 website client and 1 digital marketing client per month, if not more. So the most important thing that you can do now is take action. Stop looking at your list, stop resetting your goals, stop going to every training and reviewing every training. The most important thing that you can do that will lead to results is take action. Is there going to be rejection? Yes. Are there going to be failures? Yes. But those are learning points and stepping stones to your success. And if you don't fail forward, what's going to happen is you're always going to be waiting. And nothing happens when you're waiting. So if you're really looking to take this to the next level and achieve those goals and earn a great retail profit and grow your WebCenter and unfranchised business, you need to step out of your comfort zone, just one little step. And the first place to do that is by going to your candidate list and just reaching out and contacting 2 businesses per day from that list to simply schedule a conversation, a consultation appointment. Again, when you look at, say, a batting average, a professional baseball player does not get up to bat and hit 100% of the time, right? A great batter hits maybe 3 out of 10 at bats, which means 30%, which means that for every 10, you'll only get 3. Well, would you be happy with 10 contacts and getting 2 consultations? Absolutely, because those 2 are on your way to getting a demo appointment, right? But none of it will happen if you don't even get up to swing the bat, right? So you just got to take more shots, take action, go through that candidate list, and just make a goal for yourself that by the end of next week that you will reach out and contact X number of people from your candidate list. The worst thing that can happen is that they don't answer, they don't call you back, or they say, no, I'm not interested. That's the worst thing that can happen. The best thing that can happen is that they say, yeah, I've actually been researching this and you caught me at a great time. How soon can we talk? And they actually ask you for the appointment. But you'll never know if you don't take action at first. So we have, just a few more weeks left of this training series. I hope that you've gathered some information that can move your business forward. But I'm looking forward to hearing your success stories. Stay active on our WebCenter Owner Support Facebook group, as well as if you have any questions, email us at mawebcenters@marketamerica.com.